Shalom Aleichem Rabbi Yisai. We are back with Hachzek Mishnah Beis in the fourth parak. Ben Azai Omer Heverotz lemitzvah kalaka b'chamura. Run after mitzvahs, the easy ones, like the kal ones, like the chomer ones. U'boirech min aveira, and he explains why shemitzvah gereres mitzvah v'aveira gereres aveira. And then he says, so we'll see what how the Rabbeinu Yonah touches up this Mishnah. He gives another reason for this the Eitzah, Heverot, Sheschar Mitzvah, Mitzvah, Schar Aveira, Aveira. That's an entire Mishnah. That's Mishnah Beis. And it goes like this. Says the Rabbeinu Yonah, Heverot l'mitzvah kala kvar omru tam lazeh adover beperek sheni. So we know already that a person should treat mitzvahs equally. From the second parak, Lefi she'ein ato yodeya, matan schorn shel mitzvahs. But Ben Azai is moisif another tam. And he says as follows, Heverot l'mitzvah kalu berech min avera shemitzvah gereres mitzvah. And he says it's a dover tivi. Mikoyach hateva hu zeh. This is a teva thing. Ki ba'asoyso adam mitzvah kala pam achas. When a person does a mitzvah kala once, hu miskarev el Hashem yizbarach umargel es ruchay lavoidosoi. V'nokel be'einav lasois mitzvah acheres sheyesh b'toirach. Even a mitzvah that has a little bit of a toirach, you're already in the mode, in the mode of doing mitzvahs. Keneged rishayna yosemat mipnei shekvar hurgal tivoy lemlechas hamitzvahs. V'chiyase hashlishis av kiti elav toirach harbe min harishaynis yasena mehera. You're going to do it right away. You're already a mitzvah doer, right? We tell this to our kids. You're a mitzvah boy. You're a mitzvah girl. This is what you do all the time. So you go one step further. Ki kvar shoylet olav haregel harbe ad ki yishloit olav ad med yase kol mitzvah school. Now, before we go on, which he's going to follow the same idea. It's good. I would like to share with you a chidush, because it was a chidush to me, and I think it's a chidush. Rabbi Shol Salanter, I heard this from my Rebbe. It's printed in his sefer in a few places throughout the sefer Or Yisrael. One of Rabbi Shol's big chidushim are that this works in the flip side as well. And that's a very big chidush. Let's say a person's struggling with any midah. Let's say kas, for example. Kas. So kas is a very hard thing to work on. It's a very hard thing to work on, especially when it's a real kas, and like you're mamash and ish acher, and you're a blazing fire. You can't control a blazing fire. So how do you work on that? So the chidush is to what Rabbi Shol calls this all the time, to be marchiv the midah. When I say that, I'm a kas, and I have to work on my kas, when anybody says that, he's really referring to those moments of the day, or that certain person that he has to come in contact with. And it's like every time it's like choyzer v'neir, and he's like grinding his teeth, and he's just upset. And he thinks that he's a Rosh Gomer, for those moments of his life. And he has to work on that. And every time he tries to work on it, he fails miserably, because it's just too overpowering. So the Eitzah, Rabbi Yisrael says, and it's beautiful, it's amazing how my Rebbe just, explains this. And, he himself is marchiv, the Inyan. The secret is to be marchiv the Aveira, which is something that you don't want to do. Because you think, okay, I suffer from kas, but it's only at rush hour in Lakewood, when there's millions of cars and your air conditioning is not working and you're just stuck in traffic. You don't want to tell yourself that really you are bekas many, many, many more times and many more hours of the day. You think it's just during rush hour. That's when I'm mamish bekas. But the rest of the day, I'm a good guy. This is a mistake. We have to learn how to see the yisoid. I don't have a better word for it, but what is kas? What is the midah of kas? And to expand it, and to see how this midah is really coming up in many, many, many more areas in my day-to-day life. And what you gain from that is that, wow, that same exact kas, when I'm stuck in traffic or when I have to see that person or deal with that person, is exactly the same kas when I'm waiting by, on an open road by a traffic light. It's the same kas. Meaning like this. What is kas? This already is a whole nother shmooze. I'm not going to be myrich on this. But let's say, let's define. We have to define what is kas. Not so much your explosion and stuff like that, how bad it is. What is kas ba'etzem? Kas is when things don't go your way. And this guy or this person irks you because he's just not the way you want him to be, right? Or the traffic, it's just like, I need to be home right now. I'm so tired. And it's just like, it's just getting in your kishkes. Lamais is the same thing of you wanting to do something and it's not going your way. So that is exactly the same thing that's happening when you're on an open road somewhere in Texas, and it's just like, there's no stress, everybody's happy, and you're 10 minutes early, but you get stuck by a traffic light, and it's not even a long traffic light. It's one of these quick. You want to go, you were going, and you have to stop. Why is you stop by a traffic light? Now, are you burning up with anger? No, you're not. But that feeling of like, oh, come on, it's the exact same feeling as like, the explosion. It's exactly the same thing. So with this, you were expanding. You were being marchiv the inyan of kas, and you found it in a very, very teeny, puny place. And it's like, wow, it's the same kas, exactly the same kas. And Rabbi Shlomo Salanta says the chiddush is, work over there. Break that kas. Break it. And say, no, you know what, it's totally fine that I am, not doing what I wanted to do. I wanted to, just, drive like that. And I had to press on the brake pedal and life goes on. It's fine that it's not going the way I want. And you start doing that and you start talking to yourself in that way. And it's like, it's okay that things don't go my way. Life goes on. And you feel, wow. And Rabbi Shlomo, you won a battle. And you are now slowly but surely going to be margil yourself to live life against your ratzon. And the same chiddush is going to happen. First it's this, and then it's with a little bit more toirach, and then a little bit more toirach, until at the end, right, the Yetzer Hara doesn't perceive this, doesn't see this. Rabbi Shlomo says that. He says, you will conquer this kas, because you will be used to living a life which is not going according to the way you thought it was going to go originally. And then you become a big person. So it's the same sugya. Okay, I just wanted to throw that in because I think it's a super important thing, something that, I try to dabble in and whatever. It's hard. It's a big battle, but we can do it slowly, a little bit more toirach, until it becomes a hergel. I am a person that lives my life lav dafka according to my ratzon, according to the Rebbeinu Shalom's ratzon. That's the word. V'avera gereres avera gam ze min ha-teva. This is also an eitzah which is rooted in teva. Achar she'osa avera achas v'nisrachim ma'avedas Hashem Yisbarach. You already left. So Mela, another avera is going to come and be like, no, you already left. So we'll do this other one also. He's going to be careful. Ve'im ein loy taiva gedola b'davar hahu ad yasa kol averas ki tivo imurgo las is kol davar asher Hashem sonei. You're already doing what Hashem hates. So add another thing. This is b'derech hateva. And now the second statement of sheschar mitzvah schar avera avera is the way the Rebbeinu Yoin is learning pshat over here is a tam acher chutz min hateva, above teva, outside of teva. And he goes like this. The Rebbeinu gave a person bechira. כמו שנאמר, בחרת בחיים, ואחר שבוחר לו דרך אחס, אם טוב היא, הולך בו, והשם עמוי. וכי יעשה מצווה אחת, מסיים וסול לעשות מצווה אחרת. That's, בדרך שאדם הולך, מוליך נעשה. כי בפני עצמי אין לו יכולת גם להיטיב. Ki bifnei atzmai ein lo yacholos gam lehetiv. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. I don't know. I'm not sure what this gam is. If you have a pshat, enlighten me, please. It's an interesting lashon over here. It's chas v'sholom to say that it's mamish the schar. She'im kein mas socher yesh lo. What do you? I'm saying you did it already. Yeah. B'chiyas mitzvahs harbe ma yoyel lo. What is it moiled him? Listen, ilmole mikra kosev. I think nobody would really say these words, but Lamaisa Rabbeinu is saying this. Chas v'sholom to think that this is mamish the schar, because what are you getting out of it? Lo yichein adovar. This is not the case. Ki schara hu lo ilam haba. A lot of the schar of a mitzvah is lo ilam haba, and there's going to be a lot of schar for that. El ratzah loymar shepri mitzvah mitzvah. The pre of the mitzvah is the mitzvah or another mitzvah. It is Messiah you to do other mitzvahs. So the Karen becomes more, and it stays with you lo'olam haba. HaKadosh Baruch Hu misrachek mimenu raboisai, it's shayach. The Rebbeinu Shalom, furthers himself away from us. It could happen, Rabbi Yerucham says a scary thing. Rabbi Yerucham in a tshuva says that not only the Rebbeinu Shalom, but he says these words. I'll just quote you the words. It's like it's scary. Again, Ilmala Mikra Katsev, Ilmala and Adam Gadol said it. I think it would be us to say such a thing, but he said, quote, K'moy she HaTorah yorda, mehar Sinai, keshem. The Torah came down on Har Sinai. Kach, the Torah goes back up to Har Sinai. If you, he's talking about, being mechalel, certain areas of Yiddishkeit. If you're not makbid on certain mitzvahs and stuff like that, the same way the mitzvahs came down on Har Sinai, they go right back up to Har Sinai. They're going to leave. And that's how he explains why gzeiras happen and shreklach things happening. If you're going to throw away kibbut avim, you're going to throw it away. It's not going to go away. Yeah, you're not going to have kibbut avim. It's going to go back to Har Sinai, and you won't have a father, you won't have a mother, and you'll be lost for the rest of your life. This is a shreklach thing. I'm getting sidetracked. This whole kibbut avim thing is sitting on my head for a while. Misrachik mimenu manicha u'moiser oiser biyativ oihara. V'zeh pri hapri hayoyzeh min aver. That's the pri that comes out of the aver. Shemanicha moiser lasis acheres. They allow him to do something else other than the ratzon of Hashem. Ve'ein biyad yacholes lotzes min aderech hahi. And now you can't get out. You mamish can't get out. It's like my Rebbe says, of course you have bechira. You can choose, for example, where you want to live. But once you chose a certain neighborhood, a certain mahalach of life, neighborhoods is a very important thing. Choosing a neighborhood, where you're going to live. And that people live like that. And they have a way of living. And it works, and it's a social thing, whatever it is. You could choose not to live in a certain place. You could choose to live in such a place. But once you live there, you're stuck. Don't expect to be able to withstand the pressure or the mahalach hachayim, the culture of that neighborhood, the culture of that shchuna, the culture of that city, whatever it is. You're stuck now. You could choose a culture. You could choose a way of life. But then once you're in it, Ein biyode, I'm not saying it, right? The Rebbeinu is saying, Ve'ein biyode yecholes lotzeis min haderech hahi. Ki lo la'adam darkoi, keshekvar bochar lo zeh haderech. No, you don't have a choice in your derech. You chose it already. Now, in that derech, you can't change things. That's the derech. The Rebbeinu Shalom created a derech. There's this derech, there's that derech. You can't change a derech. You could choose a derech. You can't change a derech. That you can't do. It's big chiddush, by the way, in Bechira, Rabbi Isai. You can choose where to go. But once you're there, you can't say, okay, we'll do things different. It doesn't work like that. You're a fool if you think like that. Mamish a fool. And that's I'm not saying it. Rabbeinu Yonah is saying it. Oil Russia v'zeu shenem oil Russia ki gemul yodav yaseloi. Oil Russia ki gemul yodav yaseloi. His own choice did it to him. What does it mean paischin like? She'im ba letama ein mesayin oisei, avol psachin harbe yesh lo likonis b'hem ulehoreya. Many ways how to do bad. There's no shortage. Chman litzlan. Ki menichem es elasas atoy beinam. V'al zeh mashal chacham zechar novach mashal madavar. Doim lo adam shekana es a neft. He buys neft. I don't know how to translate that. But neft smells bad. Ukishabal limdoid oimrim loy medoid la'atzmacha. When he bought it. And now he has to weigh it, and he has to take it home, whatever. So the seller tells him, you do this yourself, you take it, you measure it yourself. You can't just come along and take it yourself before you pay, but you paid for it. You bought it. I said, listen, you bought that thing, that's what you bought. You deal with it. You go ahead and measure it for yourself. After they sell it to him, I don't want to touch that thing. Kach harashoim. There's no such thing as siyata d'shmaya to do a bad thing. But the teretz is you chose already a bad place. So now, what's his name? They just hold back and they say, listen, medoid la'atzmacha. I'm not going to stop you, and I ain't going to help you. Aval tzadikim sheboicharin lohem bederach tov mesayin oisem mashal adam shekana afar samoin v'olach limded la'atzma amrloi hamdin at shenimded imcha v'nizbasim kulanu. Let us do it together so we can all enjoy the sweet smell, the sweet aroma. Okay, everybody? Kol tuv. Everybody should have a wonderful day.